Hello guys, welcome for this weekly community show. Today is very exciting because it is the last patch of the year. Unless, of course, we have some hot fixes to provide for you. But otherwise, the next content will be provided for you in January. And during the holidays, the developers will take a little break. However, I will continue to host the community show during that time. Of course, we're not going to read any patch note at that time, but I will be focusing on the community and I will try to find something fun and a little bit festive for you to enjoy the next weeks. So, today we're going to speak about the last patch. Also the newsletter with the news of the game and the state of the game, the code of conduct that has been finally released, and we will be discussing about the event that happened just this last Sunday, the Mandrake attack. Unfortunately, I do not have anything to show you. We are going just to speak about it because I have not recorded anything, I have not streamed anything, and I have not even taken any screenshot, but I will tell you why in a moment. December 13, what's new? This week is once again mostly bug fixes and minor updates. We're also happy to report that the server memory upgrade allowed us to go an entire week without having to restart any zone. Granted, so zones are still eating up way too much memory, but at least the server is stable. In the coming weeks, I plan to slowly enable memory leak code fixes in chunks so that we can better pinpoint the cause of the server deadlock and work around it. We here at Stormhaven Studio want to wish you all a happy holiday season and thank you for your continued support. Alright, let's see the bug fixes and improvement that we have this week. Embers Adrift spawning tech has been overhauled. They are now guaranteed to be up 100% of the time. The entrance will still migrate around the map, but they will exist. They never despawn, only move. We have also migrated 2 Embers Adrift to Northreach to Middleland. The total are now 2 Northreach, 2 Dryfoot and 3 Middlelands. That's a really nice news because we had attempted to do this a few weeks ago, but unfortunately the fixes were not working 100% of the time. So what was the problem? The Embers Adrift are a dynamic mini dungeon that spawn randomly with this beautiful entrance, which is an embers formation with kind of some special effect around. You get into it with your group, you can do a loop or two and then exit, and you had a nice little experience for 30 minutes, 1 hour. It is shorter, but it's gratifying. You find plenty of mobs and also some ashen creatures, so sometimes some chest and sometimes some named mob. So that's really cool. But what happened when your group were dying and leaving you back? Well, if the dungeon were despawning, then you could not access to it anymore to recuperate your bag. So we, the dev, had to do a lot of rescue mission to help out players to recuperate their bag because they could not access to it. Which is why we wanted those dynamic dungeons to be always there while still having the entrance moving around in the map to keep this aspect of dynamism that was dear to us. Unfortunately, it didn't work that very nicely, but now it's guaranteed that it will work properly. So this has been a fix that is very much needed for you to enjoy fully the niceness of those Embers Adrift. What's really nice as well is to have divided the Embers Adrift a little bit differently. Middleland is a very large zone, so to have 3 different over there is kind of nice. And Northreach is smaller, so to have only 2 is very fine. It allows you to have some diversity, to have different sort of Embers Adrift to get into, but it's betterly distributed through the map. So 2 Northreach, 3 Middleland and 2 Dryfoot. We will have some to Red Shore at some point, do not worry, it has been requested already. Also, what else do we have? added a toggle to the gameplay option, Disable Camera Collision Smoothing. There appears to be a bug with the camera system causing it to jitter considerably when it's backed up against an object. By enabling this toggle, the camera will no longer smoothly zoom in out when encountering a transition, but instantly snap. While this does resolve the jitter in close quarter, it is not the ideal experience. This toggle is also not a permanent solution and could in fact make it worse by making the camera even more jerky depending on your particular situation. This bug has been submitted to Unity. Fixed a bug causing mobs stunned while feared to continue fleeing. Oh, that has been reported so much. Fix a target acquisition bug with guard targeting some NPC they were set to ignore. And fix an AoE targeting to be more reliable. This is most noticeable with the ability Halt. That will be very nice. So you do have some environment and art bugs as well that has been fixed. Some UI as well. Group window nameplate will be highlighted if your group member is selected as a defensive target. Updated the Red Shore map. You will be happy about that one too. Added discoveries to Red Shore Ridge map. Still a work in progress and is currently only area and Ember Rings. And fixed incorrect cooldown display when hasted. Design, and I think that will be very important as well. Repair kit crate cost greatly reduced. This is something that has been heavily requested by you guys. Repair kit recipe only require one of each material. All purchased material that have players' crafted version are considered raw components. They will now be allowed in the gathering bag and lower the level of consumable made with them. Stacks in Red Shore replaced with elks. The abilities Screen, Gut and Brace no longer stack. Martial ability Draw Fire is now AoE around the player. Increase hunting refinement recipe experience gain. Added some bears to Red Shore around the new ridgeline. And Rupture added to Red Shore Ridge, which I think you will be happy as well. We're not going to check this thread, but just some of the updates that are currently on QA coming in January 2023. Dots gaining a benefit from heavy critical hits. Debuff and dots can land on +3, +4 red mob with reduced duration. That's a nice change, because before you could not hit any of the red mob with your dots. Fixes to fully rested regen timer in some situation. More item linking fixes. Extended range on provoke. I think our tank and defender will be happy about that one too. Extended range for XP and loot rolls. That's also something that you have been reporting and suggesting in the Discord suggestion thread forum. New outdoor dungeon in Red Shore. That will be exciting. And lots more to come. Isn't that nice? You were right, Ember Kitten, to ask me, sort of, to read them for you, because it's quite some exciting change that are coming. Especially the new outdoor dungeon in Red Shore, that would be really nice. And then you had some of the stuff that you guys have been asking and suggesting. As a reminder, if you want to suggest anything regarding the game, I recommend you to either make a thread on the forum or go on Discord in the channel dedicated to that. It's a forum suggestion and you will find plenty of suggestions made by other players. Check them first to see if someone had the same idea than you have and upvote anything you find interesting. And if you don't find what you're looking for, create a new suggestion. The developers are reading them, and as you can see, we are implementing some of them if we find them justified. So guys, you need to be assured that the team is working really hard to provide you new content as soon as possible, to fix any bug and any polishing that need to be done, but also to read your suggestions, take them in account, discuss them internally, and apply them when it's possible, as soon as possible. Let's speak about the newsletters of November. What happened in November 2022? Welcome to New Haven Drifter. November was our first full month after the launch of Embers Adrift. Thank you to all our players for supporting our indie studio. It means very much to us as a small company made up of a few people with a dream to fit a missing piece of the puzzle into the MMORPG market. You can support us by buying the game here for yourself or for a friend and subscribing as time goes on. We're a small but mighty team, and we hope to continue to impress you all with some of the surprises we have in store for players as the game matures. Thank you for supporting our indie team. As you continue to support our studio, we will be able to keep adding great content into Embers Adrift. So far, the response has been overwhelming positive. Our retention rate is many multiples above what we expected. For those who have continued their subscriptions, we are very grateful. We do plan on hosting a free weekend event in the future for those who are on the fence about trying out Embers Adrift, so keep an eye on us and on the content we are implementing as we move into 2023 and beyond. And while we cannot tell you when that will happen precisely, this is something important because, of course, a free weekend will be our first free weekend since launch, will be an occasion of celebration. And for those of you that have purchased the game before but are not sure about continuing your subscription, it will be a great occasion as well to see how the game has improved, how the game has evolved. Is the stuff that you wanted to see implemented the game has been added to the game? For everyone that has not tried the game yet and are not sure, it will be the ideal time to come with some friends and try Embers Adrift for a weekend and see if you are convinced, and maybe you will want to play it more and purchase it afterwards. What else has happened this month of November? Event. This Sunday, our dev Elloa will be hosting an event in New Haven Valley, the March of the Mandrakes. Log on and check out what she has in store. I'm going to explain you all about this event, which has already happened. We plan to have some more events popping up near the end of December and into January, so stay tuned. Elloa will be setting up another streamer event soon, so if you are interested in participating, please reach out to her on Discord. We plan to continue to host unique GM events through the life of the game, so stick with us to participate in those rare events. Thank you, Windows Update. Game content. Do you remember wandering high-level mobs coming out of nowhere to pawn your noob character back in the days? Well, I have good news. Everyone wanted those guys and we listened. Above our small collection of the giant wandering mobs we added last month that can be found through Embers Adrift. Don't worry, if you are in Noob Valley, they won't pummel you unless you ask them to. We had a lot of fun implementing the two static dungeons in the Middleland region, Karst and the Undercroft. The Undercroft is a vertical dungeon that sports multiple levels, each getting harder as you descend. There's a top level that can be soloed while you are LFGing for the deeper, darker, dangerouser part of the dungeon. We added several new Embers Adrift dungeons. Those are shorter but more challenging dungeons with their own rare monsters and loot. If you have only got an hour or so to play, try one of those. But beware, they aren't for the faint of heart. And that's what we were talking about just before, and those Embers Adrift has been redistributed through the map and been fixed, so you can always have access to them. We have added Retro Ridge, an outdoor dungeon that holds some new danger for the unwary adventurer. What will you find in the mist? We added more quality of life features like item linking and slash rope, and have more in the hopper. We add more balance passes go through as well in order to maintain our goals of challenge, immersion and community. We've made some adjustment and will continue to fine-tune things as time goes by. We finished up several new creators that await implementation, as well as a slew of new Ashen variants to the game. Keep an eye out for those Ember ruptures. As we iterate from patch to patch, adjusting current content and adding new content, we are asking our community to keep the feedback coming and to please be patient with us as we make adjustments from week to week. If you want to know more about our game, check out our YouTube content, blah 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 blah. So that are the news for the month of November. We are producing, or Dreamed-In is producing, one newsletter per month to keep everyone updated. It is also sent to your email if you have signed up for the newsletter, or you can wait to find it on the forum. It's also published and shared on social media. So you are sure to not miss out to the latest news, even if you had taken a break from the game. I've been talking to you several times about the code of conduct or the play nice policy that we wanted to finalize for you to check out. So now this is official. I'm not going to read everything over here in this episode because it will be a little long and maybe a little bit boring for you, but I really recommend you to check out. This is going to be quite important because here we have an official stance of what the behavior expect our player to. The first, it's very important, that first paragraph is very important. As per our TOS, Stormhaven Studio may immediately suspend or terminate the availability of some or all of the services for any reason in Stormhaven Studio sole discretion without advance notice or liability. So that's quite important because it means that if you behave bad, if you do a lot of bad stuff, you can be banned temporarily or definitively. So this is the message that ensures that we have the right to do so. And but we don't want to do that, obviously. This is really not productive. We really don't want to ban people. It's not fun. We ask that our players participate in the Embers Adrift community as friendly and supportive as other, be respectful of people at all time, give the benefit of the doubt to each other, and even give second chances to those who may have caused distress. Always try to discuss dispute, misunderstandings, reconciliation via private message. We will not step in to moderate every disagreement that happened between players. That being said, we are providing this code of conduct to help players avoid Stormhaven Studio having to moderate players' accounts. So I will recommend you to check out this. Maybe I will do a separate video explaining it in detail, but this is an important thread to check out because that's what we expect from our players. A question that has been asked very often, which is the multi-boxing. We don't mind boxing except in cases where it prevents others from joining a group. If you are boxing in a group and another player wishes to join, please remove one of the boxed characters from the group so that everyone can enjoy the game and its community-focused design. That being said, we're not encouraging multi-boxing because we do not think it's really contributing to the game in the way we want. It's not forbidden, but it's not really encouraged either, which is why you don't have a follow comments. So we're not making your life easier if you want to multi-box. Well, I think that the Stormhaven... I cannot speak anymore. I think that the code of conduct is really important. It's a little bit disappointing that it was needed to create it, but now we have an official, very clear, very defined threads to which you can rely upon. So if you have some doubt, is it allowed, is it okay to do this or not, you will read it there, but it can be summarized into please be nice and polite, you know, or don't be asshole. And that's it. It's very simple. There's nothing fantastic or out of the blue. That's, you know, nothing weird in this code of conduct. But it is important, and something that I find very important. It's to treat dispute in private. Too often I see them in the wild, on the global chat, or in Discord. That should not happen. Private dispute will happen, of course, it always does, but it has to be private, and if there's no possible reconciliation between the two players, then you can contact me directly and I will do my best to appease the situation. I'm going to speak to you very honestly about this Mandrake event. So the way I envisioned the event was a lot more simple than what happened. So I had the idea to spawn a few Mandrake here and there, that it will be to amuse mostly players from level 1 to level 10, you know, the players that are hanging out in New Haven Valley, that maybe you will have the other player that will come on alt to see what was going on, and it will be a relatively simple event, and in between spawn I will work on other things on the side. But that's not how it happened. When I started to do this event, everyone from any level gathered in New Haven Valley, and I was there spawning my level 6 Mandrake, and they got smashed and destroyed immediately by a pack of 10 players running around, and it was messy, and players started to be a little bit disappointed in the chat and share their concern about the event. And I was saying, oh my god, this is not going to work out. This is too messy, it's too chaotic, and people are not really enjoying themselves. So I decided instead to create camp of Mandrake design for each level range of players. So ask players, what level are you guys? Form groups, I'm going to spawn mobs for you. And every time I had organized a camp, I was saying, all right, camp for level 20 ready. And I was not saying on which side of the map, because I wanted players to search for them. I asked also players to not tag the camp that were not for the level. And I've been really amazed to see that players were very helpful, very respectful, and very much enjoying themselves. I was trying to spawn camp as fast as possible, but you need to imagine that I was by myself and I had to spawn each mob one by one and place them one by one. So it was something that were taking quite some time, but it also allowed me to tailor content specifically for certain level and trying to make them challenging. What was really nice, for example, is that we had our max level players that were level 38, level 40, and they were in the New Haven Valley, the newbie zone, enjoying some content that I was creating specifically for them, trying to really make it challenging so they will take some times to defeat the Mandrakes and reach the end of the camp, so I could work on some others on the side. So that was quite interesting. And New Haven Valley offers some corners on the map that are not really used, at least not for spawning mobs, that are quite interesting. For example, the windmill in the middle of the map, there's an NPC that gives a quest, but that forms a little gullet, which is perfect to create an event like that. So I could put some mandrake, hide them in the corner, so it will make some challenging pulls. and I really try to make it interesting and fun. That being said, I'm also a newbie. I am not a content creator that designed that type of content. Usually that's the job of Adrift, and so I was doing my best. So if the encounter were unbalanced, if the camp were too hard or too easy, I'm really sorry, but I was learning as the day progressed to do that. So it was very interesting for me as a GM, because I really learned to change the course of an event that was not working very well and that was not very fun, to really tailor it for the people that were present at that moment, asking what level of the group were. We needed a camp, we were still busy with a camp, and so it was maybe a little less immersive, a little less role play that I wanted it to be, but I got a lot of nice and positive feedback, so it was nice. Average Aim saying, feel bad, I totally missed that event, but I will organize those type of event again during the holidays. It was a kind of training for me as well, to see how I wanted to handle an event like that, a GM event like that. And now I do have some other idea, because I see what I can do, how I can do what's working, what's not working. So I do have some ideas for what I will do during the holidays. So expect some news. Maybe I will not have a full day like this, because it was quite intense for me I have not really taken much break during that day. So it was really from 2 p.m. to midnight for me. Let's go, let's populate the world. But it was very rewarding as well, because people enjoyed themselves. Yeah, we are also kind of limited. So often players imagine because you're a GM you can do anything. It's not true. There's certain things I can do, but there's a lot of things I cannot do. So for example, I have no control about the loot that you have on mobs. That's really, I can spawn certain mobs and organize them and maybe change the level sometimes, not for the named have a certain level, so I cannot change that. But the other mobs that are more regular, that I can change the level and so make them adapted to a group or another. But that's all. I cannot spawn specific loot, I cannot spawn bosses at any level I want, etc. So it's quite challenging to do what you have and organize with that and to make something that works. Anyway, it was a nice experience for me, and you can expect more of this type of event in future as well, and some others. And I will still continue to do some experiment and try things, and as long as I have some ideas, if you have ideas, feel free to suggest them as well. I will see what I can do out of that. So the content creator of the week is Soundbox. Yeah, look at that. You arrive in time. So why is it Soundbox? Because I really like Soundbox stream, and because it has done some really amazing content, which I've already shown before on this show. So 2 weeks ago, you can check a clip from Soundbox, because I find it really, really awesome. But today I will show another clip where Soundbox is doing a song. So we're going to listen to that one. There it is. Listen to that.
I got something to say. I got a new game that I'm checking out, and I invite you all to check it out and play. It's called Embers Adrift. And what you do is you log in and play. It's a low fantasy, a situation, and you gonna see me here all day. There's fighting and farming and collecting. collecting things and doing quests and getting missions like you would just expect. You see, but there's a little more to the game that you don't know. There's a little bit of secret hiding in the down below. You've gotta figure out what's left and right. There's a little map here that they give you inside, but they don't tell you where to go. You gotta figure it out. There's no hand holding, baby. That's what it's all about. Embers Adrift.
I think that's absolutely awesome. So for this reason alone, I needed to present you Sandbox. But now let's see a regular stream of Sandbox, right? Let's take one by chance and let's see what he's doing about it. Not the one you just watched, because that would be weird. But this one, for example, let's pick up in the middle.
Okay.
Wait. Sorry for the quality. So just a moment. There we go. Oh, I see where you are. In CV1.
I agree. Brommel is fighting tanky.
Hey, go back.
Smugglers on the right, smugglers on the right.
Just run
Just go back
to the
first,
corner.
Go back first.
Just
Go back first.
run to the corner.
Everybody running.
Oh, do you recognize his voice?
It's just one, then yeah.
It's Orand, which is a content creator I introduced last week.
Go away, thank you. Putting my dot on him. He's going down. We're yelling timber.
Dale.
Oh, by the way,
He
my
is a
game
tank?
was assurance.
They said he is a tank.
My game.
Halakdim said Brommel is a tank.
He's not a tank.
No,
That
he
is-
is. He is a defender, but he's just using a polearm.
Oh yeah, he's a defender.
No, but thank you very much for the stream you're doing, for the content you're creating. I really like
Well, no, but he's still a tank.
this.
He can use whatever weapon he wants. The game
Come on.
allows it.
Like Warden level 9, Hunter level 13. Look at this. This is so cool.
But what does a halberd do?
What a nice little interface that you have here.
Just shut your damn mouth.
I don't know.
Exactly.
What?
So here you have an overview of what Sandbox is creating as an atmosphere for a stream.
Oh, okay.
And he has song requests on, so you can ask him to do an improv about your character.
Because look, if you guys were
We do have a little group. Today we are going to cross the Exile Fort to reach CV2, Central Vein 2. So we're taking the side here to avoid some of the pulls and really concentrate on getting inside the cave as fast as possible. So we have a nice group of various levels. The highest level is Barak or Tank, the Juggernaut 15. Then we have another Juggernaut, but only level 10, which is why it's nice to have a Juggernaut 15, because 10 is a bit low for CV2. Then we have two duelists, myself, 14, and Freya, which is 10. We have a Sentinel, 13, so we have 3 supporter, and we have 1 striker, level 12 berserker. The duelists are doing quite some DPS, so it will be fine. I'm going to drop a ground torch here, so it's just more comfortable. At some point I really will need to craft more ground torch and all of that kind of things. Using disengage here, and we're going to kill the rat first. So the rat can drop as region the sleeping dose for the brigand or the Ichor for the duelists. So we'll see what the rat will drop this time. Ah, well, just whiskers, of course. Going to give a shield to Barak. He's probably being healed by the sentinel, so that's okay. Going to do weak point on this exile. Now he has this debuff, which is doing some Yeah, I done a minus physical resist. So we're going on the side here. I'm going to knead on those bolts. It's going to be fine. We have another group here. So it's nice there's some action today. Ooh, ooh, bad, 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 bad. Okay, here the exile are on me, of course. So I'm using... Alright. Okay, I'm going to give a heal to Hami Big Bami. I'm out of stamina. That's annoying. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, that's nice they are coming to help us. That's really sweet. Thanks for the help, guys. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, that's really nice. Okay, I commend this group for helping us. That was really nice. Super sweet. Look at that. Look at the nice people here. Hi, very decent. Hey, hey, how are you doing? Justin Lidlow. It's your group? Nice. Well, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Really appreciate. Thank you, Danny Boy, as well. That was really nice. It's great to see that the community can be super nice like that. Very helpful. That deserves a kudos in the kudos channel. And sorry I didn't say hi immediately, and I was a little bit absorbed. So very decent saying I'm doing good. I baked some sugar cookie biscuit last night, so I'm having a fuse breakfast. That sounds like fantastic. Have you bring any with you to share with the chat? Because I'm pretty sure everyone wants cookie. I want cookie. Who else want cookie? Oh, that's so sweet. I'm very happy that you enjoy it. Thank you very much. That's super nice of you. Really appreciate it. So yeah, I hope that guys, I hope that you're good, feeling good and happy. You don't bake often because it's difficult to eat it all. What? No, that's not difficult. It's difficult to bake. It's easy to eat. Hello, Zachary Gamble. Does this game have drop loot PvP? Yes, a lot of drop loot PvP. Yeah. No. Oh, and drop loot, sorry. I thought you were speaking about loot box. But no. There's no cash up, there's no PvP, and therefore there's no drop loot. So no PvP at all. You don't even have duel. So it is 100% PvE game. You are dropping your bag, your inventory bag, not the crafting one, but just the bag, when you fall in combat. But that will only be against NPCs, and you're not losing experience or anything, and then you can find your bag after that. Well, sorry. Sorry, no, there is no PvP. And I know if you want a game with PvP, it makes sense that this game is not for you, because there's none. But yeah, for the people that doesn't want a PvP game and want to have a old school style MMORPG, that can be something nice to explore and to pay attention to. If you want PvP, I will recommend you to wait for Ashes of Creation. That being said, it's not the same style of combat at all. It's much more phase-based. But I think that Ashes of Creation will be the most promising game for people that like PvP. That will be my recommendation, actually. So, very decent. I like no PvP, which is why this game felt like it fits so well. I miss the older game where there was a lot of collaboration. Yeah, that's what we want to do. That being said, well, you have seen how it was nice. We were in trouble earlier and we had the second group that came and helped us. That's the kind of things I really like. So you can have some really, really nice people. So I'm a healer here. Oops. Oh, I don't want to waste my heals. There's a new key, but I have not binded it for cancelling your action. So you don't have to jump or to press escape. But those options also continue to function. It has been added last week, I think. Or the week before that. So very decent saying, yes, that was so cool. People helping each other out with difficult challenge in the game world. It's a good feeling. Yeah, Yeah, that's a really nice feeling. So you will see some dispute also happening sometimes and occurring, obviously, but a lot of people are really helpful to each other, and they are genuinely trying to ensure that everyone is spending a good time. And that's what I want to see. I want to see people that are genuinely trying to help out others so they spend some good time. Daggery Gamble, look cool, so thanks for sharing. Never seen this one. Okay, so if you have any question related to the game, feel free to ask. It is an indie MMORPG that has been released in October. We are not very famous yet. We're not very famous yet, so it makes sense that you have not heard about us. But, you know, if you have some friends that are looking for pure PvE, old school style game with a slow progression, it's very much a game about getting a group of players, having a slow, strategic combat style, so you can see that I'm not rushing and not roll dodging, I'm not using cooldown as fast as possible, but we need to be strategic. Here the group is relatively, you have different type of level, and we're not in trouble right now, but if we pull wrong, we could fastly get overwhelmed, and then we really need to pay attention. We are a 6-member group, therefore it allows quite some flexibility related to the composition of your group. Of course, if you want to be the most efficient, you will have probably an ideal composition with different classes and role. Here we have 3 healer, 2 defender, and 1 striker, 1 DPS, which is, we will say, not what's ideal, but it worked kind of nicely because we are 2 duelists as the 2 healer and 1 sentinel, and the duelists are doing quite some damage, so we can bring some damage to the table. Same thing with the Juggernaut, which are the most DPS-ish defender. So even though we have only 1 pure striker, we have enough to we will have enough DPS basically. Here we have 2 mobs. If we had a con control, we will have stun 1 probably, but now we don't have any con control in this group, so we'll have to get them tanked and spanked. I'm going to assist this tank. Here I have some damage ability. I'm just ensuring that I'm using my stamina mostly for healing, because that can be a problem. You use a lot of DPS spell and then you don't have enough stamina to heal, which is still the primary role. But as we have a lot of healers, I'm checking their stamina. Sounds good. So I can do a little bit of DPS here. And the tank is not taking so much. So you're going to heal now. Go. I'm using one other of those weak points. It reduced the physical resistance of those guys. That gives also another debuff, a bleeding effect. And now I can put back my shield, so Barak is protected. So that's what's nice with this combat style, is that it allows you to communicate with your team, or in my case to speak with the chat, while still being strategic about how you want to pull, how you want to execute. And it can go quite deep. Here it's relatively simple, but if you're in a group on a voice comm, you can take a very big challenge and play in a very efficient way. And we are evolving in very, very dark dungeons. There we go. Where you need your torch if you want to see anything. It's just too bad that you cannot climb on those ladder. I would have loved to be able to go on those ladder. That would have been really fun. But no, not those one. They're just there to decorate. So sad. So what are the kind of game that you usually enjoy to play, Zachary? Justin Ludlow is saying, I picked up this game about 3 weeks ago from watching Elloa and I'm completely hooked. That's so sweet. That made me very happy. I'm really happy that I gave you the desire of playing that game. Okay, good luck, Yana. Courage for you as well. Zachary Gamble is saying, my group will probably come check this out soon. It looks up or ally just PvE. Ah, nice. Well, I don't know when, but there will be a moment where they will be this weekend. Soon enough. So if you want to wait that moment to go into this game, if you have the patience, and I cannot tell you when it will not be this year, it will be next year. But that will happen. So if you want to just try out before to decide, that could be a nice move. And if you cannot wait, well, then join us. It will be nice. Yeah, that was really nice. It was really nice to see you guys doing this. Because we were really in trouble earlier, and without you we will have wiped. Yeah, we need to find a egress point. Maintenance will happen soon. The maintenance is going to happen very soon, actually. Ah, nice. Well, the game will go under maintenance very soon, but I do have the show just after that, where I read the patch notes and I speak about the game, so that might be interesting for you, and it's also the occasion to answer every question about the game. So we'll have other people, they will ask their question, I will answer them. And this week I will focus on a few topics and answering a lot of questions. Sorin Markov, hi! But why have you done that? Did you log off at the wrong place? Alright, we're going to run to get to the egress point. Hello, Kambesama. Hi. It was safe when you logged out. Ah, damn. Sorry for that. Xozil. Elloa is a community manager and she's obscenely helpful. A great resource to use for information. Thank you very much. I kinda need the nice, kind words, to be honest, today. So I really appreciate. We're a little bit stuck here, but we have 5 minutes to find a safe spot. And, well, we should be close. Right. Oh, thank you, Smart. Thank you very much for all of the biddies, Marble. Do you want to run? Alright. Let's go. Stay to the right side. Okay. There we go, we're running. We do the run. And then... where is that? Here. There we go. Here. Click. Oh shit. Ah, yeah. Okay, fine. Okay, so here, even if we die, we are safe because we're just next to the exit, which is those point here. So, so there's one thing here. I'm respawning, getting my bag back. And there we are. So I will soon have start the. I don't know, but I will have to go. Time for the community show. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I hope you and your family will spend very wonderful holidays this year. Thank you for your continuous support. Thank you for playing our game, and thank you for watching this video. If you want to check the live, you can see the live stream happening every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central Europe time, which is 11 a.m. Central American time. I hope to see you next time. Take care of yourself. See you soon. Bye.